Today on the Cardinal Sports Network, your Lawrence Cardinals will be taking on the Trenton Tornadoes in varsity softball. Game has just gotten started. Out on the mound for the Cardinals is number 33, Bailey Schaefer. Schaefer has a full count now to Trenton batter Del Val. And she gets her with a strike. Called strike sends Del Val back to the dugout. That will bring up Delania Marty. Schaefer with the pitch. And it's another called strike. Schaefer off to a good start this inning. And Marte bats that one right to first base. So that's out number 2 for the Tornadoes. Next up, Beatriz Instroza. First pitch to Instroza, and that goes by for a called strike. Schaefer really on fire here. Swing and a miss for strike 2. To Instroza. Schaefer delivers. And Inestroza goes down swinging to close out the Trenton Tornadoes' first time at bat. Cardinals will be right up to bat after this break.
You're watching the Cardinal Sports Network here on LTPS TV.
First up to bat for the Cardinals will be Hope Lestitian, going up against Samantha Torres on the mound for the Tornadoes. Torres delivers. First one bounces by for ball 1. Lestitian ready. Here's the pitch. And Lestitian has to duck to miss that one for ball 2. That's another ball. Ball 3. Torres looks her over. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a walk for Hope Lestitian. Cardinals with a runner on first. Next up to bat for the Cardinals, Zoe Hartman. Torres with the pitch. That one rolls by for ball 1. Torres having a little trouble getting dialed in here at the beginning of the game. Hartman at the ready. That's going to be high for ball 2. Here's Torres with the pitch. And Hartman ducks that for ball 3. Here's the pitch. And Hartman pops that one up in the air. That bounces off the bleachers for strike 1. And that's going to walk Hartman. So 2 batters and 2 walks as Torres continues to struggle on the mound. Next up for the Cardinals, Madison Spiteri. Spiteri with a practice swing. And now she'll step into the batter's box. First pitch to Spiteri. That one bounces by for ball 1. And runners will advance to second and third. Cardinals in scoring position. Here's a pitch. That one bounces by for ball 2. Lestitian dancing off the plate a little bit there, eager to score the first run of the game. Next pitch to Spiteri. That one bounces by for ball 3. Almost hit her in the shins. Torres still struggling to find that strike zone. Torres with the pitch. And that one will bowl by for ball number 4. It's a walk for Spiteri. Lestitian scores. And Hartman advances to third with a stolen base. That'll bring up Emma Dobkin. Dobkin often pitching for the Cardinals. First pitch to Dobkin rolls by, and Hartman's going to steal home for the second run of the game. Spiteri advances as well with a stolen base. In fact, she moves all the way over to third. Cardinals leading 2-0. Here's the pitch to Dobkin. That one bounces by for ball number 2. Here's the pitch to Dobkin. That was low for ball 3. Torres getting a little closer to the strike zone there. Torres with the pitch. That one bounces by for ball 4. And Spiteri scores to make it a 3-run lead for the Cardinals. Dobkin gets on base with a walk. Next up for the Cardinals is Annabelle Hogger. She's ready to go. Here's the first pitch, and that one bounces by. Well, Hogger apparently hit by that one. A little discussion going on about it. And it looks like the Tornadoes are going to call a timeout, so we'll take a quick break and be right back.
You're watching the Cardinal Sports Network here on LTPS TV.
So Hogger does get on first base there as a hit batter. That will bring up Peyton Valentino to the plate, batting for the Cardinals. She nonchalantly steps into the batter's box. Now she looks ready for business. Torres with the pitch. That one bounces by for ball one. Next pitch. And that one also bounces by. Ball two. Looks like Torres releasing just a little early there. Here's the pitch. And a called strike as Torres gets one in the strike zone. Next pitch to Valentino, and she bounces that one over to third base. Forced out, but she'll get a single. It's actually the first hit to get on base today. That's going to bring up the pitcher, Bailey Schaefer, as we have a pitcher versus pitcher duel. Torres pitching to Schaefer. And she gets her second called strike in a row. Torres with the pitch. That one's high for a ball. 1-1 the count. Next pitch to Schaefer. That bounces by for ball two. 2-1 the count. Cardinals with runners on first and second. Only one out on the board. Opportunity here to score some more runs. Swing and a miss for Schaefer. Advances the count to 2-2. And Schaefer backs out of the batter's box, giving Torres time to tighten up a shoelace there. Now Torres is ready to go, and Schaefer back into the batter's box. Here's the pitch. And it's another hit batter. Schaefer's going to take a base. Runners advance, bases loaded. That will bring up Grace Taliska batting for the Cardinals. On the plus side, with the bases loaded, all she needs to do is get a single to bring a run home. On the downside, forced out at any base. Double play could close out this inning. Still in the first inning, as this first inning has drug on for quite a while. Largely in the Cardinals' favor. Torres with the pitch. And that's going to hit Taliska and force a run home. That's the third hit batter in this inning. Next up to bat for the Cardinals will be Aaron Erdy. First pitch to Erdy. And that one's going to be wide for ball one. That one bounces by for ball two. Erdy back in the batter's box. Here's the pitch. That's going to be another ball. And Cardinals going to score a run on a stolen base. Runners advance with more stolen bases. Cardinals now with runners on second and third. Erdy's still up to bat, but it's going to be a timeout called by Trenton to have a little discussion out at the mound. So we'll take a quick break and be right back with more girls varsity softball action.
You're watching the Cardinal Sports Network here on LTPS TV.
So it appears Trenton will leave Torres out on the mound. Just giving her a little encouragement, perhaps a little different strategy on the type of pitches she's throwing. Here comes the pitch to Erdy. And Erdy bounces one past the third baseman. Runners advance. Everyone's safe as that one gets by the third baseman. That will move us back up to the top of the batting order, as in this first inning the Cardinals have gone completely through the batting order. Returning to the plate, Hope Lestitian. Lestitian got a walk her last time at bat. And she'll foul that one off for strike one. Torres with the pitch. And that's the second foul tip for Lestitian, who apparently doesn't want to walk. Torres one pitch away from getting her first strikeout of the game. And well, Lestitian tried to steal first after striking out.
Yeah, but she stole. She doesn't have to go back. You're out. First base was occupied, but she stole.
So that's the second out for the Cardinals.
Let's go.
That'll bring up Zoe Hartman. Hartman also walked her last time at bat. First pitch to Hartman, bounces by for ball one. Hartman back in the batter's box. Here comes the pitch. Ball two. Wild pitch, bounced past the catcher, but runners will hold. Next pitch to Hartman. That's going to be high for ball three. Here's the pitch. And that one's hit out towards the outfield. 1 run scores, 2 runs score. And Hartman's going to hold up at second for a double. First double of the game. That will bring up Madison Spiteri. Spiteri also got on base with a walk previously in this inning. Well, it looks like another discussion out at the mound. So we'll take another break and be right back with more girls varsity softball action.
You're watching the Cardinal Sports Network here on LTPS TV.
And after getting her hand patched up, looks like Nazario is going to return to the game for the Tornadoes. Spiteri ready to go to bat. Referee having a little discussion with coach. And looks like that's all been resolved. Umpire heading back over towards the plate. Practice swing there for Spiteri. Spiteri, one of the multiple sport athletes on this team, having played basketball recently. Here's the pitch. And it's a called strike. Torres sends it in. And that one's hit foul by Spiteri. Oh, and 2 the count to Spiteri. Cardinals with a runner on second. Here's the pitch to Spiteri. And she ropes that one out towards the outfield. That one bounces in between the fielders. She'll get a single out of that, and runner advances to third. I'll bring back Emma Dobkin. 4th in the batting order. Dobkin got on base with a walk as well. First pitch to Dobkin. She pops that one way up in the air. It drops foul. Tornadoes unable to make the play. Strike 1 to Dobkin. Torres with the pitch. And Dobkin sends that one out towards the outfield. That one lands fair. Dobkin brings a run home and gets the second double of the game. Cardinals bats coming to life here. Next up for the Cardinals, batting is Annabelle Hogger. Hogger was hit by a pitch for a free trip to first base in her first outing today. First pitch to Hogger, and she sends that one right through the middle. Single for Hogger, and runner advances to third. Score now 10-0. Next up to bat for the Cardinals, Peyton Valentino. She singled her last time at bat. Here's the first pitch, and it's a called strike. 0-1 the count now to Valentino. Torres with the pitch, and Valentino is going to be thrown out at first after hitting the ball to third. So that will put a close to the first inning, and what an inning it's been for the Cardinals as they scored 10 runs and went most of the way through the batting order twice. Only had 3 batters left before they would have completed it. So we'll take a break and come back for the top of the second inning after this message.
You're watching the Cardinal Sports Network here on LTPS TV.
Bailey Schaefer back out on the mound for the Cardinals. First batter up for the Tornadoes will be Quasi Pittman. Ooh, and Pittman gets hit by a stray pitch and will take the free base. First batter to get on base for the Tornadoes. In the first inning, Schaefer put all three batters away. Not off to quite the same start. Next up to bat for the Tornadoes is Moreland. Here's the pitch. It's going to be low for ball one. Schaefer with the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike one. 1-1 the count now. It's going to be high for ball two, advancing the count to 2-1. Here's the pitch to Moreland. She jumps out of the way to avoid being hit by that one, but count advances to 3-1. And that one's in there for a called strike. Full count to Moreland. Swing and a miss, and Moreland heads back to the dugout. Next up for the Tornadoes, it'll be Kalani Nazario. First pitch to Nazario. Swing and a miss for strike one. Schaefer really firing that one in there. Strike number 2. As Schaefer burns another one past her. Here's the pitch. That one rolls by for ball one. One and two the count to Nazario. Here's the pitch. And she'll go down swing. 2 strikeouts in a row there for Schaefer. Next up for the Tornadoes will be Kiesi Ingram. Here's pitch number 1. That's high for ball 1. Next pitch to Ingram. Ball 2. Here's the pitch. And that's a called strike. 2-1 the count. Swing and a miss for strike 2. 2-2 the count. 2 outs, runner on first. Schaefer with the pitch. That'll advance it to a full count. Pitch to Ingram. That's going to be a ball. Stolen base, but it wouldn't matter as Schaefer's got her first walk of the game, putting Ingram on first. So now Trenton with runners on first and second. Next batter up, Katisha Alexis. First pitch goes by, and Alexis with a swing and a miss for strike one. Strike number two. Schaefer potentially one pitch away from closing out this inning, or this top half of the inning. Here's the pitch. And Alexis will go down swinging. That will do it for the at-bat for the Tornadoes as they almost completed their batting order. One more batter to go would have been pitcher Torres. Trenton will strand two runners on base and head towards the outfield as the Cardinals will be coming up to bat after this break.
You're watching the Cardinal Sports Network here on LTPS TV.
Torres will be back on the mound for the Tornadoes as we get into the bottom of the second inning. First batter she'll be facing is Cardinal pitcher Bailey Schaefer. Schaefer got on base when she was hit by an errant pitch in the first inning. First pitch. That's going to be a called strike to Schaefer. That's going to be called a ball. Looks like the catcher was hitting the thigh with that one. Taking a moment to shake it off. 1-1 the count now to Schaefer. Torres with the pitch. Schaefer jumps back to let that one go by for ball two. Two and one the count to Schaefer. Here's the pitch. And Schaefer hits that one over to third. Throw to first is going to get there in time. And the Tornadoes get their first out of the second inning. Next up for the Cardinals will be Grace Taliska. Her previous time at bat, she got on base as she was hit by a wild pitch. Taliska in the batter's box, ready to go. Here's the first pitch. It's going to be high for ball one. Taliska back in the batter's box. Torres with the pitch. That'll be high for ball two. Next pitch to Taliska. And she sends that one out towards the outfield. But it's going to be caught for an out. 2 outs on the board. And Erin Erdy will be stepping up to the plate next. Erdy singled her last time at bat. First pitch to Erdy. Check swing, but that's in there for a called strike. Torres with the pitch. Erdy sends that one over towards our camera. Foul ball. That'll be strike two for Erdy. Swung just a little early on that one. Erdy hits that one And the throw to first is in time as the Trenton Tornadoes put the Cardinals away 1-2-3. Much better inning for the Tornadoes. We'll take a quick break and then be right back with the top of the third inning as the Tornadoes will be coming up to bat next.
You're watching the Cardinal Sports Network here on LTPS TV.
Top of the third inning, the Trenton Tornadoes coming up to bat. Cardinals have Bailey Schaefer out on the mound still. First batter she'll face. That's pitcher Samantha Torres. Gets a piece of the first pitch, but it fouls out of bounds for strike one. Torres, the final batter in the lineup. That's in for a called strike. 0-2 the count now to Torres. And she gets a good hit there, but she's going to be thrown out at first. That'll return the Trenton Tornadoes to the top of the order where Del Val will be coming up to bat. She struck out her first time at bat today. Schaefer with the pitch. And that one's roped just over the infield. And it's a single for Del Val. That's actually the first base hit the Tornadoes have gotten this game. That'll bring up Delana Marte. Marte was thrown out at first her last time at bat. She pops that one up in the air. That's going to be caught for an out. No play at first. Two outs, runner on first. Next batter up. Christine is Inestroza. Inestroza was thrown out at first her last time at bat. First pitch goes by for strike one. Strike two. Here's the pitch. She gets a piece of that one, but it bounces foul. Count will remain 0-2. Schaefer had a no-hitter going until Del Val got that single earlier in this inning. Here's the pitch. Foul tip once again. Count will remain 0-2. Schaefer delivers. Check swing. It's going to be called ball. Advances the count to 1-2. Next pitch to Inestroza. That goes by for a called strike, and that will close out the top of the third inning. We'll take a quick break and be right back with the bottom of the third inning as the Cardinals will be coming up to bat next.
You're watching the Cardinal Sports Network here on LTPS TV.
And now for the bottom of the third inning. We've got Samantha Torres out on the mound for the Trenton Tornadoes, and she'll be facing the top of the order for the Cardinals, Hope Lestitian. Lestitian's been to bat twice today already with a walk and a strikeout. First pitch just drops in there for a strike. Here comes the next pitch. Swing and miss for strike two. Next pitch to Lestitian. That's a called strike, as Lestitian will head back to the dugout. Next up for the Cardinals will be Gabby Yaros. This is her first time at bat today. First pitch to Yaros. Called strike. And Yaros hits that one over towards the shortstop. Throw to first is there in time. And that will do it for Yaros. Batting next for the Cardinals will be Heather Lestitian. We saw Hope Lestitian a short while ago, and now Heather Lestitian coming up to bat for the Cards. Her first time at bat today. And Lestitian ropes one out towards the outfield, but that was going to drift foul. That will show up on the board as a strike. Cardinals with 2 outs on the board. Torres readies the pitch. Lestitian moves back and lets that one go by for a ball. 1-1 to count now. Here's the pitch. Just a little high for ball 2. Here's the next pitch. And that's going to be a walk for Lestitian. Next up for the Cards, it's Jaded Leonardo. Her first time at bat today. Torres with the pitch. And called strike against Leonardo. Torres doing a little better, getting it across the strike zone in this inning. Here's the pitch. That'll be high for a ball. 1-1 the countdown on Leonardo. Foul tip by Leonardo. That'll count as strike 2. Makes the count 1-2. Next pitch to Leonardo. Swing and a miss. And that will retire the Cardinals for the 3rd inning. Cardinals still leading 10-0 over the Tornadoes. We'll take a quick break and be right back with the top of the 4th inning as the Tornadoes will be coming up to bat next.
You're watching the Cardinal Sports Network here on LTPS TV.
Bailey Schaefer will be out on the mound still for the start of the 4th inning. She's done a fine job so far. First batter she'll be facing is Quasia Pittman. Pittman got on base with a, she was actually struck by the ball and got on base in her first time at bat. That pitch a little close, but no hit. Ball 1. Schaefer with a pitch. That'll be high for ball 2. 2-0 the count now to Pittman. Schaefer delivers. Swing and a miss. Makes the count 2-1. It's going to be low for ball 3. Advances the count to 3-1. Schaefer having a little trouble getting started at the beginning of this inning. But she delivers a strike there, makes it a full count, 3-2 to Pittman. Here's the pitch. That's popped up in the air. And Schaefer walks forward and grabs that one to make the first out of the inning. Next up to bat for the Tornadoes will be Moreland, who struck out at her first time at bat today. Swing and a miss for strike 1. Next pitch to Moreland. That's fouled off for strike 2. Schaefer with the pitch. That one's fouled off. Count will remain 0-2. And it's a ball. Advancing the count to 1-2. That one goes by for strike 3, and Moreland heads back to the dugout. Next up for the Tornadoes will be Kalani Nazario. Nazario struck out her first time at bat today. She'll be looking to do a little better. Schaefer sends the first one in, but just wide, ball 1. That'll be high for ball 2. That one's a called strike. And she'll rope that one foul. Count remains 1-2. Nazario back in the batter's box. Here's the pitch. Ball 2. 2-2 the count now to Nazario. Schaefer fires one in there, swing and a miss. And Nazario heads back to the dugout. That will put the Tornadoes away for the 4th inning. We'll take a quick break and be right back as the Cardinals are coming up to bat once more.
You're watching the Cardinal Sports Network here on LTBS TV.
And now we're ready for the bottom of the 4th inning. Cardinals at bat, out on the mound. Samantha Torres going the distance. And up to the plate, Katie Schneider for the Cardinals, her first time at bat today. First pitch to Schneider. That one bounces by for ball 1. If you're just tuning in, the Cardinals went on a rampage the bottom of the 1st inning, scoring all 10 runs. Second pitch is high for ball 2. Torres delivers. That's low for ball 3. Snyder at the ready. Here's the pitch. And Snyder will take the base on balls. Next up for the Cardinals will be Ariana Newsom with her first time at bat today. First pitch to Newsom. Goes by for ball 1. Newsom readies herself. Torres with the pitch. And Newsom lets that one go by for a called strike. 1-1 the count now to Newsom. Swing and a miss for Newsom makes the count 1-2. Newsom steps back into the batter's box. Torres delivers. That one's high for ball 2. 2-2 the count. That one's high for ball 3, makes it a full count. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, and Newsom heads back to the dugout. That will bring back Bailey Schaefer, Cardinals pitcher, who's been to bat twice already today. She got hit by a pitch on her first attempt. Got the base, and her second attempt she was thrown out at first. Torres with the pitch. And Schaefer lets that go by for a called strike. Schaefer back in the batter's box. Torres delivers. And that's going to be fouled off by Schaefer for strike 2. Schaefer at the ready. Here's the pitch. And Schaefer fouls that one off as well. Schaefer swinging just a little bit early on the last 2 pitches. Got a good piece of that one, a grounder, but out of bounds. Count remains 0-2. Here's the pitch. That was going to be high for ball 1. Stolen base for the Cardinals. Runner now on second. Here's the pitch. And Schaefer hits that one right to Torres, who throws it to first for the out. Meanwhile, Schneider able to make it to third base safely. And next up to bat for the Cardinals will be Grace Taliska. Taliska got hit by a pitch to get on base her first time at bat. Second time she hit a fly ball that was caught for an out. Torres with the pitch. Taliska, the check swing. That one's called strike one. Next pitch to Taliska. That one bounces by for ball one.
Here we go, Grace.
Taliska back in the batter's box. We're ready to go. Torres with the pitch. Taliska lets that one go by for ball two. Taliska at the ready. Here comes the pitch. That one's going to be high for ball three. Taliska rips that one just foul. Full count now to Taliska. Torres with the pitch. Taliska pops that one up in the air. And it's going to drift foul. Count remains 3-2. Taliska back in the batter's box. Ready for the next pitch. And it's a called strike. That will send Taliska back to the dugout. Cardinals leave one runner stranded on third, and they'll head back to the dugout, ready to take the field for the top of the fifth.
You're watching the Cardinal Sports Network here on LTPS TV.
Schaefer back out on the mound for the Cardinals. First batter up will be Keasia Ingram. First pitch to Ingram. That's in there for a called strike. Schaefer starting off the inning well. Here's the next pitch. Swing and a miss for strike two. Schaefer one pitch away from striking out the first batter. Here comes the pitch. Swing and a miss, and it's a strikeout for Schaefer. Next up for the Tornadoes will be Katisha Alexis. Alexis struck out her first time at bat today. She'll be looking to improve. Alexis gets a piece of the first one, and that's a base hit as Alexis gets a single. Next up to bat will be Tornadoes pitcher Samantha Torres. She's been getting quite a workout today. First pitch to Torres. Swing and a miss for strike one. Schaefer with the pitch. Strike two for Torres. Oh, and 2 the count to Torres. Schaefer hurls one in there. Foul tip called. Count will remain 0-2. Take a brief pause as Torres ties her shoe again. Now Schaefer delivers the pitch, and Torres hits it right to Schaefer. Schaefer's going to throw it to first for the easy out. Runner advances to second. That'll take the Tornadoes back to the top of the order as Del Val steps up to the batter's box. First pitch just a little wide for ball one. That was going to be a low for two. Runner steals third. That's Nazario. She's been out there so long we forgot about her. But she's now in scoring position for the Tornadoes. Schaefer with the pitch. And that's going to be an infield hit. And the Tornadoes finally on the board with a run. Del Val with her second single of the game. That will bring back Delania Marte. Marte was thrown out at first, her first time at bat. And last time at bat, she hit one up in the air that was caught for an out. Here's the pitch. That's going to be fouled off for a strike. Oh, and 2 the count now to Martin. Here's the pitch. And that's called strike. Marte will head back to the dugout, and that will do it for the Tornadoes for the 5th inning. We'll take a quick break and be right back with the bottom of the 5th inning as the Cardinals will be coming up to bat.
You're watching the Cardinal Sports Network here on LTPS TV.
Samantha Torres back out on the mound for the Tornadoes. First batter up for the Cardinals will be Erin Erdy. Erdy's gotten a single and been thrown out at first. Got a piece of the ball every time she's gotten up to bat. Here's the pitch. And Erdy pops that one up in the air. That's going to be caught for an out. Next up for the Cardinals will be Hope Lestitian. Lestitian's been to bat 3 times so far today. Top of the order. She got on base with a walk her first time at bat, but struck out the other 2. He'll hit that one right over to Torres. Throw to first is there in time. And that's an out for the Cards. 2 outs on the board. And Zoe Hartman will be stepping up to the plate for the Cardinals. Hartman's had a walk, a double, and was thrown out at first in her previous at-bats. She lets that one go by for ball 1. Next pitch to Hartman, and she gives that one a wallop. Fielder can't get to it in time. Here's the throw. Bounces past second, but it'll be there in time to hold Hartman at first for another single. Next up for the Cardinals, it'll be Heather Lestitian. She's only been to bat once today and got on base with a walk. Lestitian in the batter's box. We're ready for the first pitch. And she'll step back and let that one go by for ball 1. Torres with the pitch. And runner's going to steal second for the Cardinals. Ball 2 on the board. Here's the pitch. Ball 3 and another stolen base. Cardinals have a runner on third. That's Hartman who's been stealing all the bases. Here's the pitch. And that one looked like it actually hit Lestitian. So she'll take the base. Cardinals now with 2 runners on base. That'll bring up Emma Dobkin. Dobkin's been up to bat twice today with a walk and a double. Dobkin a bit of a power hitter. First pitch to Dobkin. That's a wild one. Ball 1. Stolen base for the Cards. Now with runners on second and third, as Lestitian's able to steal second. Next pitch to the Dobkin. That was low for ball 2. Torres looks her over. Here comes the pitch. Dobkin lets that one go by for ball 3. Here's the pitch to Dobkin. And Dobkin will get on base with a walk. Bases loaded. That'll bring up Annabelle Hogger batting for the Cardinals. But she'll have to wait as Tornadoes are going to call a timeout. We'll take a quick break and be right back.
You're watching the Cardinal Sports Network here on LTPS TV.
Hogger with a practice swing, and now she'll step back into the batter's box. Torres looks her over. Here's the pitch. That's going to be outside for ball 1. Here's a pitch to Hogger. That one bounces by for ball 2. Torres sends another one in, and it's a hit. The throw to first. Oh, very close, but they're going to call that one an out. So that will do it for the bottom of the 5th. We'll take a break and be right back with the top of the 6th as the Trenton Tornadoes will be coming up to bat.
You're watching the Cardinal Sports Network here on LTPS TV.
And we're ready for the start of the 6th inning. Bailey Schaefer out on the mound where she's been all day today, hurling the ball for the Cardinals. And first batter she'll face is Christiana's Inostroza. Inostroza has been up twice before and struck out both times. Here's the first pitch to Inostroza. Called strike. Schaefer sends the next pitch. And that's a nice hit right through the infield. And Inostroza makes it all the way to second on that. First double for the Tornadoes today. Next up to bat will be Quasi Pittman. Pittman was hit by a pitch her first time at bat today and hit a pop fly that was caught for an out second time up. Pinch runner going in for Marte. I'm sorry, for Inestrosa. Now Pittman steps into the batter's box. That one's called a ball. Ball 1. 1-0 the count. Here's the next pitch. That was low for ball 2. Schaefer perhaps a little rattled by that double. Here comes the next pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 1. 2-1 the count. Pittman with a foul tip. That'll count as strike 2, making the count 2-2. Ball 3, full count now to Pittman. Here's the pitch. Pittman fouls that off to stay alive at 3-2. Now Schaefer with the pitch. That's going to be low for a ball, and Pittman will take the walk. That's only the second walk that Schaefer's given up the whole game. Next up for the Tornadoes is Moreland. Moreland struck out every time at bat so far today. She'll be looking to improve. Nearly hit by a pitch. Referee says it caught the corner of the plate. Strike 1. Check swing, ball 1. Oh, foul ball almost caught. Right off the glove. 2-1 the count now. I'm sorry, 1-2 the count. A little trouble with the scoreboard there. Here's the pitch. And that was going to be caught for an out. Go to second, catches the base runner. And that'll be 2 outs. Nice double play there by the Cardinals. Well, we've got a pinch hitter stepping up to the plate. I believe that's Susie Jones. First pitch goes by just in the strike zone. Strike 1. Strike 2. 2 called strikes. Jones in danger of heading back to the dugout without even moving her bat. Here's the pitch. That was going to be high. Ball 1. 1-2 the count now to Jones. Schaefer with the pitch. Swing and a miss, and Jones will head back to the dugout. That will close out top of the 6th as Trenton will head out to the field and the Cardinals will be batting next. Stay tuned right up to this break.
You're watching the Cardinal Sports Network here on LTPS TV.
Bottom of the 6th inning, Samantha Torres out on the mound as she's been for the entire game. First batter she'll face, Peyton Valentino. Valentino singled her first time at bat, was thrown out at first her second time, so she's been able to get a piece of the ball every pitch. Here it comes. That one bounces by for ball one. Torres delivers. Valentino pops that one up in the air. And that one is not able to be fielded by the Tornadoes. Valentino will hold up at second. It's a double for Valentino. Next up to bat for the Cardinals, it's the pitcher, Bailey Schaefer. First pitch to Schaefer, high and outside for ball one. Schaefer got on base her first time at bat as she was hit by an errant pitch. Almost got hit there as she manages to duck that one or jump out of the way. 2 balls the count. Her other 2 at bats, Schaefer's been thrown out at first. There's a nice hit past the third baseman. Bailey makes it to first, and runner advances to third. Next batter for the Cardinals will be Grace Taliska. Taliska got on base first time up by being hit by a pitch and hit a pop fly to be out and struck out. There's another. This one goes in between the fielders, going to bounce all the way out to the fence, and it's going to get stuck in the fence. Ground rule double, but that bats in a run for the Cardinals. And that will do it for the game. As the mercy rule kicks in, the Cardinals are going to win with a score of 11-1 over the Trenton Tornadoes. Thank you to Sabrina Sayano for working camera for this game, and thank you all for watching. Be sure to tune in again next time for more exciting Cardinal sports action on LTPS TV.